Man, you got to credit DC for going all in on Superman number 666. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Daryl, and I am the host of Read Your Comics. You may remember I did a long series of Superman videos in the first half of 2025. I'm back again with another Superman book for October. This one is pretty fitting. It actually has a cover date of October 2007 when the original Superman title hit number 666. And, you know, Batman 666 came out about this same time, and both books kind of went for the theme. The both books leaned into that demonic theme for the number. I don't remember Action or Detective Comics 666 doing that. You know what? I think Detective 666 came out during Nightfall, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh well. This one full on though has the numbers emblazoned right there in fire. It's funny. I didn't realize that the John Byrne relaunched Superman title at some point was canceled, and the original Superman title, which had been changed to Adventures of Superman during the John Byrne era, had reverted back to just being Superman. I don't know at what point they did that, but I was digging around and ran across this book and thought it'd be a fun one to do in October. Also, following up on all the Superman videos I've done, which you can see in the playlist right here. So, yeah, let's get into it. Kurt Busiek, Walt Simonson. Those are two creators alone to pick up this issue, right? Is it worth the $3.99 that it came out as? I think I've recently picked this up for like $2, but was it worth $3.99 at the time? Those are two awesome names. And I think I got this when it did originally come out. I was picking up Superman for a bit when Kurt Busiek was the writer, and I had recollection of it coming out, and I don't think this storyline was something that carried in from the previous issue or the one after it. It was very much a self-contained issue. This is past the Triangle era. They stopped doing that in the early 2000s, I think. So you didn't have to be getting all the Superman books to follow along. I will say I don't know how I feel about this cover, honestly. As much as I love Walt Simonson, there's a lot in this cover I like, and there's a lot that I don't really like too. I like the Superman up here, and it feels Kirby-esque, even. Kirby Supermanish, even. The Green Lantern feels very Kirby-esque. These figures in the front, and maybe it's the mouths or something that just aren't coming across. Um, Walt Simonson inking himself on this book, which normally I'm all for. I don't know that he put 100% effort into it, though. Some particular panels, maybe, some not. I have a video where he did a Superman special. If you compare that book to this book, it's just, it almost feels like Walt filling in on the fly. But let's jump into it. You can decide when you take a look. Starting out with this, I guess this is like Kryptonian text coming here. Something about he's coming. You see some birds going crazy and Hawkman being affected. Same going on with the other characters as well. We see Animal Man, who is playing a much bigger role. This took place after Final Crisis and after the 52 story that kind of put Animal Man back on the stage for DC. Got Aquaman. This is an odd panel. Is he down in the water looking up with the fish swimming around him? Is he standing in water and the fish are sticking their heads up through the water too? I don't quite know what's going on with that panel. 6 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. A great metropolitan newspaper. Follow me. There's a theme going here too, because it says 6 weeks ago, 6 days ago, 6 hours ago. 6 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. A great metropolitan newspaper. Follow me. And it is the Phantom Stranger coming to visit Clark Kent at the office of the Daily Bugle. He's not too thrilled about the idea of it either, because it's kind of exposing Clark and something about Clark to the whole staff here. But the Phantom Stranger assures him nobody will even remember what's going on because they're all amazed that they just vanish. It says, Olson, where's Kent? I need to know how he's doing on the river use piece. Olson, haven't seen him all day, Chief. Need any baseball photos? Quick panel of Krypton exploding here. The Beast of Krypton. Narration saying that heard all these, people screaming as the planet died, but they hear a faint whisper of something in defiance of unending hunger. It's kind of odd here, though, because it doesn't take us to what him and the Phantom Stranger are doing in the moment. We cut to Clark back at home, and Lois is coming home from work. Clark's trying to get caught up in some of his job he has to maintain for whatever reason that Superman has to maintain a job. And then he goes to bed. And there's something haunting him. Meanwhile, he's getting this dream of himself as some kind of overlord. And this is the panel that, like, it just seems like some of the detail that Walt Simonson would normally put into a big panel like this is kind of missing. I almost feel like Klaus Janson inked him or something on this, but he's credited him himself as the inker. It's just very loose. When we see these people all have like the mark of Superman on their head, and this person who looks like Lex Luthor to me is wanting some food, but they must not have some. Yeah, because he says, "Begone, you do not wear the mark. He does not wear the mark, no mark." So here's our other heroes that we saw on the cover with their Superman mark on their heads. And there's a little blood splatter with a crack. And then he wakes up from this dream he's having. Lois tells him to go pick up some pickles and ice cream. That's odd. Huh? Pickles and ice cream. And again, this is not the best panel, I feel like, from Walt Simonson. I mean, I do like the looseness of the shading here, but it's the faces and the hands. It just seems like something's off here. This is pretty solid. This face and the panel layouts. This is awesome looking Walt Simonson page. So I guess Superman's going grocery shopping in full costume to pick up some ice cream and pickles. And then something comes over him where he just smashes everything. Zatanna shows up, and Superman's kind of like, this is a dream. Lois wouldn't be asking for ice cream and pickles. That's absurd. This is a dream. This is when I'm trying to relax. You need to butt out. And he blows her away. And this feels really good. This whole sequence feels pretty good from Simonson. But I don't know. There's just still something, just like her leg. Maybe it's because of her astral form. She's like fading away there. And Superman's getting a little cranky about what he feels like his dreams are being invaded. That's his off time. Don't bother Superman on his day off. The people come out. There's some kind of thing out there. Luthor. I'm tired of this, Luthor. Tired of you. Pretty cool machine going on here. This feels like Walt Simonson lettering, though. Like he did that. This does too, and this as well. He just spits. Looks like it kills Luthor. Through his head and out the back of the machine. Brainiac showing up. This looks pretty awesome. Looking like Cthulhu. Kind of a cross between classic Brainiac and the, skull spaceship version. Superman just takes him out too with just a little friction. Super friction, which creates static electricity. Super static electricity creates shaka-boom. Shaka-boom. That makes no scientific sense whatsoever. My dream, my rules, you clockwork moron. Superman pretty cranky here. You got his other enemies coming down. I guess that's kind of Doomsday, the Parasite, Darkseid, Silver Banshee. Superman kind of making like meta commentary here. He's tired of all this nonsense the small talk, the fighting, the the fighting never ends. It never ends. This is a great splash page here. This looks really solid. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Simonson. It's just like pages like this, he does really well, but there's just some panels in it that stood out to me. Like, I don't think this is great, really, with Superman's attitude. He's just like, I'm tired of it. No more being Clark Kent. You know, he hears Jimmy's wristwatch. Said he's tired of hearing that watch go off in his head like a spike of kryptonite. And Jimmy's like, what do you mean? And then Superman whistles, blowing Jimmy's head up. This is brutal. This is Superman before Injustice. And he looks very Injustice right here, the way that the Superman symbol and cape are being attached. And he's just going through killing everybody in Clark's life. Here comes Perry White. This is a good panel sequence here of stomping his foot down. Kills Perry, sees Lois. Lois is up here daydreaming. She must have been pregnant at this point. I didn't think their son, Jonathan Kent, was their son. I thought it was like Zod's son. I really don't know all the circumstances of the modern Lois and Superman's son, but she's over here thinking about names. Samuel Kent, Jonathan, Martha, little Ella. And he takes out Lois, goes and destroys the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Monument, and takes Lincoln's chair up into space where he hovers above Earth in like a throne. And the armies are shooting off, I guess, nuclear rockets to him. He just takes them out with his heat vision. Zatanna showing back up, and he blows her away again somehow. And then he goes to attack Smallville, of all places. Yeah, I hate when Superman's S shield is like thick like that, like it's an armor plate above his chest, and the cape is attached to it. I just don't like it. That's probably one of the reasons I never got into Injustice. Like, I just don't like the evil Superman stories. It's fine for like a one-off story like this when it's like a dream, but I don't like that storyline perpetual. And of course, it's a 666 book, so you got to have Etrigan show up. So now he's in hell, and you get a little Ragnarok happening here vibe out of Simonson, of course. These like boats and such. Looks like boats anyway, with warriors on them. It's just demons from hell going to take on Superman, and I guess he's just taking them out. That's what all these sound effects are. And then he's going to go overthrow the devil and take over hell. And what's conveyed here is that there was a devil of Krypton that followed him to Earth and is now taking over the hell of Earth because Superman has killed. Superman's like, you're a liar. Before tonight, I never killed anyone. But it's this devil is called Rakar, and that may be something that goes back to like Silver Age DC that I'm unaware of. And it's wanting to claim Superman. It's kind of transforming him into this other beast, the beast of Krypton, to be a tool for this Rakar. But Superman, of course, he busts out of it. He's not going to do that. His willpower is too strong. And then it's revealed that the Phantom Stranger did something here to basically set up a sting operation to get to this Rakar so that Superman could take him on directly. And so these powers that be in hell kind of make a deal with Superman to leave him alone. And then Clark returns home, and none of the stuff that happened was real. At least on the, his murderous rampage he went on. He's asking if he's ever killed anyone. Lois is like, no, he hasn't. But you know what? He killed Doomsday. At least, sort of. And meanwhile, this Rekar, whatever it is coming up to, rear its ugly demon head again at some point. And that is Superman number 666. I didn't love the story. I didn't. Um, it's Walt Simonson doing Superman, and you heard me say it. There's pages in it I really like. There's pages in it I thought were just kind of meh. Um, for a $2, $1 fine, and if you're into collecting things that say like 666, just random stuff like that, it's kind of a cool one to have. Is it one to seek out just for the story? I can't say that it is. That's all I got. Until next time.
Read your comics.